Berhenti dulu guys. Ini gamenya game kedua masalahnya.
Quite a lot of strong heroes are still in the pool just from the junglers.
Oke, kita masuk di game kedua antara Indonesia versus Kazakhstan. First pick buat Indonesia, Gatot Kaca. Kini di ban Granger, Grok, Yusin, Iesf, Baxia.
What's the response? You could take your jungler and roam. Or there's no stronger roamer that gives you priority other than the Qatar right now.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Yeah, because the I guess I don't want to see the high loss.
No.
The Baxia is one of the best to deal with the Gato Kacha, and honestly the Eve as well. Anything to box him in. In terms of other roamers, it's really just about
sampai berapa apanya, Bang?
Coming in from Gato Kacha. So I feel like there's no need to get a roamer this early. Pick up a prio mid.
Arlot, Lunox.
So I'm hoping for Kazakhstan to finish off this draft.
Funny guys.
All right, so the Fanny gets picked up by Indonesia here. I want to see a Fredrin, or honestly even an Akai. Fredrin or Akai would be good to pair up with both the Arlet as well as the Lunox, but Indonesia, hey, they come into play, man. Farsa, Fanny early, and as you asked for it, now the Kalia is open and picked up.
The gloves are off, for sure. I was like, they are gonna open all the assassins, knowing them, and Fanny got let through. Okay, all things considered, this is still pretty doable.
Ada Fanny, ada Farsa.
I definitely would gravitate toward Team Indonesia's draft, but I think Kazakhstan draft also has some merits to it.
I feel like there's a clear what you have to do.
Yes.
Right? If this Lunox is mid, Kalia catch, Lunox do damage, we're good.
But it's also, I feel like it's also slightly more mechanically demanding.
True.
Lapu-lapu di ban.
Indonesia. If you put Fanny aside, right? Like Fanny is in a league of her own, but everyone else definitely not as mechanically intensive. You want to get engaged off with the Arlet. That flicker, that snap engage is the most important thing. The Fredrin brand ban from Indonesia, I like that.
I want to see if they want to ban out the Akai as well, because there are other options when it comes to, you know, tankier heroes in the jungle. Could be fighter, something like an Alpha, X-Borg, etc.
Artis, if you really want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Export, yeah, Export is one. I mean, Export is also one, but probably not against this comp.
Probably not against a Farsa.
Yeah,
I saw Farsa
Kita lihat Yuzong the ban.
Poking him out, he's not able to join the fight.
Yeah, it feels bad being an Export. The thing is, Export is a hero where even if you build resistance on him, it doesn't exactly feel the best, because your health bar is split into a Farraga armor and your actual health bar.
I don't want to see a Baraz, because we've seen teams default to that. It's like, okay, we don't have Fredrin, we don't have Akai, let's go for the Baraz. I kind of feel like with a team like Indonesia that's very comfortable in dangerous grass, able to control the river, the Baraz is going to have such a hard time collecting the stacks.
Yep.
So it's not going to be a big Baraz, it's going to be an itty-bitty Baraz.
It's not a dinosaur for sure. Minisaur.
Something like that. I can't remember the song.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that to Mars. He's the
which now I think is a good time to talk about. Maybe we just need more tank junglers options down the road.
I actually wouldn't mind seeing Balman again. Not saying jungle, but meaning like in general, like
Balman.
Just boom, get the objective. Like, I'm not asking for a long time. Maybe like 6 weeks.
I mean, if you want a hero that can do that, may I introduce to you Suyo? Which does the same thing, but better.
Yeah, but I don't like going up against Suyo. Suyo is hard to catch. Balman, not that hard. And Balman is
Nathan
new player
friendly.
Speaking of which, Natan gets picked up. And Nephovius, a good counter matchup against this Arlet.
Wow.
Okay, Guinevere jungle.
Valor and royalty.
No way, it's Guinevere. Right?
Leo.
Leo.
Hey, talk about flavor.
That's why we like different flavor, different approaches. Hey, right into the sunset with that
Lebih suka
ultimate.
grafik Indonesia.
Well,
Guys.
is the name of the horse.
Yeah, the name of the.
We gotta respect the horse.
Mhm.
But either way, right now, Kazakhstan, they have a mixture of a little bit of everything here. You know, Arlet is more AoE control. Kalia is more catch. Leomord is ult dependent. Lunox self-sustainable and heavy burst. So Kazakhstan, they're not going for a traditional big wombo combo. It's just that we got a lot of things going on. Let's just try our best to hit all our shots.
Yeah, I mean, if there's one thing that they have is a lot of damage. They have so much damage. But this Leomord with the Phantom charge, you know, you get Barbell into the fight. If he farms up, he hurts. But that is a big if, and we'll see if Kazakhstan reaches that critical mass point. Aims to between Kazakhstan and Indonesia kicks off right now.
So
Enak sih, nggak terlalu banyak counter guys.
Can the Leomord farm? Right? Like that sounds like a weird question, but after game number 1, we gotta be realistic here. Going up against a Fanny, and look at this, Iran is trying to get it, but that still secures it. But still, this is already a bad sign where Indonesia, they're showing their attention, they want to fight.
And they didn't get the litho even with the retribution. That is unfortunate.
I mean, like, again, a big sword from Leomord does a lot of damage, and this time it's nice to see that
dia mau
they're not
gas di
pushing
awal.
their advantage so much. Oh, look at that!
Mati tuh.
He used his retribution early on, and Indonesia was
easy
keeping track
sih
of that. So
menangan
now
nanti
Joe
nih,
will
guys.
easily steal this orange buff away. There's nothing that Tashin could do. He gets vision. He calls Riz 40 in, but this Harif doesn't want to participate. So orange buff is gone. Will be forced to flicker out. As disaster has already started happening for Kazakhstan a minute and a half in.
Like it or not, this Leomord requires a bit of time. It requires some items, because what you want to do is get opponents low enough and then you execute them one by one. But you can't execute them if you can't, you know, push them low enough. So Kazakhstan, they got to figure out how to slow down the game just a little bit. Allow the laning phase to extend and don't let go of a lot of turrets. I feel like you're allowed to let go some turtle. Considering that you're going up against a Fanny, they might not even rush that, and you might even be able to punish that. But how about let's all get level 4 first, and then talk about fighting the Fanny.
Tadi TLID tetap pakai marksman ya.
For the critical hits to come true, but it's just that they need to execute it.
Lagi.
And Open gets executed in the middle lane. He's not hitting 4 anytime soon. First turtle in control by Indonesia. Iran having no issue at all against Baby Agop. In fact, to jump onto him with the Infernal Pursuit. And Baby Agop with the final smash, but Iran should be safe. Heals back up, gets the passive into a face bump knock. Baby Agop just couldn't win this trade as the turtle goes over to Indonesia.
Yeah, the sustain is a little bit too much, but now Weedy looks like it is going to be safe with the AOG. Hero landing back into the mid turret. And now it looks like another force-out 1v1. Looks like all laners, they want to push each other to the limit.
They should do Kabuki in that 1v1 against Risk 42. Tactics close to level 4. The Tsunami Slam is now online, but they don't have the damage profile to do it, and Tactics gets a chance to even use that. Killing spree for Joe.
Yeah, right now, again, Indonesia starting off 3 minutes with 1,700 gold lead. For Kazakhstan, they don't have the best wave clear without Leomord. Leomord really helps out a lot. And look at that. Oh my goodness, Joe, calm down.
Giving in the touch and go experience. Blink it and you miss it. He is almost 2 levels ahead right now. This is already looking pretty dire.
You know what's worse? Indonesia scales well.
Yes.
The Tan, Farsa, like the Siege is going to be unfair. So having this early game with a scaling comp, yeah, it's not looking good for Kazakhstan
Dia ambil retri merah ya.
unless a 5-man final slash.
Oh,
into 5-man get hit by Barbil, and then Worknest gets a Savage.
Yes. That would be the best case scenario, but we're pretty far away from that. They lose Oven again. Iran wants to get out from this, trying to queue back out. Oh, Iran! He still survives! Winnie saves him, but Iran eventually goes down after way longer than he should have.
Gak selamat
Yeah,
guys.
that was... He survived much longer than I thought he could, and it's all because Cortez could not get in position. He keeps getting blocked by the wall. Barfield has been eating a little bit too much, unable to slip through the cracks. And look at it, actually they did get him. Jodo having 5-0-0. Tashtik has to catch him, man.
Wow.
Fanny-nya
Great
pakai
clarify
War
from
X.
Iesf to not get hit by final slash. So Joe, he's not making it easy. Gets knocked up though by the tidal slam. Oh, what a great catch. That's the shutdown that they need. But Kabuki is in the fight, and Indonesia is ready to brawl it out or run on the chase. Falls back slightly. They find a taunt of Witty helping them keep maybe Agop in place as the run continues to go to work mid lane. Hashtag in a 1v1 against Kabuki. Doesn't really win that out sadly, and also Tashtik ends up going down. Baby Agop had to flicker to safety. Indonesia still comes out on top.
Well, this is good. Look at that. Kabuki did not thought a wild Leomorn will be waiting there. Speaking of which, has to get away here, and he will not. Shut down for
Oh,
Ezekiel.
kayak main rank ini ya.
See, Witty walking up. It's a pretty weird interaction, but you know, take the wins that you can get. He did get a decent bounty on Kabuki, so this Leomorn isn't exactly as far behind like he was just a minute ago. We're looking at a 3k goal advantage for Indonesia, or close to a 3k goal advantage for them. And Joe, just like game one, is having a fantastic time.
Yep. Shout out to Mirko is in chat as well. Hopefully you're enjoying the spectacle here in WEC 25. We're up to 6 minutes here. At least Kazakhstan is able to get a few kills on the board, able to get Joe, able to get Kabuki. And that's the thing about Dangerous Grass, man. Like, you always forget.
Yeah.
There's someone could be in there.
I mean, Kabuki's not gonna be happy about getting stabbed by the Leomorn earlier on. But the later the game goes, the harder it is for Indonesia.
Fight,
Doesn't do much. They take out Joe. That's great. It's maybe Agop that finds the kill. So there's control over the objective for a little bit, but Turtle doesn't spawn for another minute. Indonesia gladly will take this final slash kill, but maybe Agop. The taunt from Witty will connect into a better airstrike AOG. He's just bounce house. And sadly, Tashtik is a bit too late. They get a bottom tier 1, but at the cost
Tadi
of
Alice
the
nggak di ban kan
I
ya,
feel like
tapi
they
kok
don't
nggak ada
take
yang
that
make
trade
ya.
in time because the Arlet honestly is causing a bit of problem here for Indonesia, so I don't blame them for making sure that the chain CC is enough, the damage is enough, because he's been escaping death a little bit too much here. But now Kazakhstan, you're going up against 4. They don't know it yet, but they can't overextend here. They gotta wait for more members, because at this point I feel like Kazakhstan, the best way for them to fight is actually with the team.
No, and now it's going to be harder for them to find. They have used that brilliance. He's trying to find some farm on the map, but sadly the min waves are not in his favor. His jungle is cleared out, and he's far away from the next viable camp, which is the top side of the map. Maybe Tashtik can be the one that sets things up. He has to be the one that sets things up. Maybe expect a flicker at some point. That they solo kill Kabuki. Jirub Des getting the job done.
Yeah, I saw that Witty used the AOG trying to save him, but a little bit too late. Again, going up against Leomorn, he does actually deal quite a lot of damage, and now Ezekiel getting hit by Ovlin. Speaking of which, we move the camera a bit. Yeah, there you go. You see the Fed Airstrike used, and no one gets caught.
Joe comes in, gets dragged away, but the tsunami stab and still jumps on the Jovin.
Dia nggak turtle
Sadly,
ya.
the distance gain wasn't enough. Go on to Joe, the stun.
Oh,
The final
tuh.
slash, baby Agop. Almost making magic happen.
Ini dia orang pakai Fanny deh ya, jadi
Yeah.
ada yang
He
miss
would have
ya.
gotten that kill. Maybe Algot, man. He's here to play. It's like, you know what? Give me the Arlet for a spec. I'll deal with Indonesia the best that I can.
You know, we have like 16 total kills across both teams, and we are only looking at a 1k net worth differential. Kazakhstan definitely having a way better game. And it is flicker into a final slash. Kabuki has to use the Purify. A ton of baby Agop. He jumps away, gets hit by Oran into a feather airstrike. He is down, and they also lost Jirub Des. As
Let's
Joe solo
kill
kills
this.
in bottom.
Yeah, I feel like he already got the Purify. He should have just waited for a little bit, but he thought he had enough damage, which maybe eventually, but again, I feel like you got to show a little bit of respect when your opponents does have 1,600 gold lead. So that was on baby Agop. I feel like he got what he needed. He just overstayed his welcome.
You have to always keep in mind that Indonesia has a lot of burst damage, but also has a pretty easy to land crowd control. Kabuki gets a bottom tier 1 too, and with Witty around, it's pretty hard to contest him, and maybe Argo can only hope and try to hold this turret. The taunt from Witty, not doing enough. Maybe Argo goes forward, Feather Airstrike is dead on the final slash. Can he gain the distance? Final pop from the Feather Airstrike takes him out.
Hey, at least you can say it took 4 people to take me down. And 4 of them, frankly, have to use everything. Both Kabuki as well as Ezekiel
Hilang guys
had to use
purple
the
buffnya.
ult. But now, Kazakhstan, what have they gotten in the meantime? They got some camps in the jungle to give over to Leomord. At this point, it will be a nice time to see the items, to see what does he have at this point. I'm thinking War Axe. I don't know if he goes for the BOD though.
Wow, that actually hurts. That's 2 salvos of Feather Airstrike over with down to less than 50. Tsunami Slam with the grab back, but that's Witty you're grabbing. No way Witty goes down. They call him Barbell, Jiro Dash ready to fight, final slash, Witty under the tower, but easily gets away. Aran jumps in, he also disengages with the flicker. Witty gets jumped back on again, and gets a 2-man pullback from Aran, and Kazakhstan not able to find anyone.
Yeah, the only time you would pull over a roam if it's inside the turret, or better yet, inside the base. So I think that was not the intended target. But again, maybe a bit of panic, just smashing the button and then just end up picking up Witty. If it was anyone else, they could have gotten a kill. But with that, Indonesia is standing at 3,400 goal lead here. Kazakhstan should have a bit of difficulty unless maybe Algob gets a clutch final slash.
He has some good like flicker final slashes, but it's not enough as Jiro Dash is going to end up going down.
Wow, preload sini.
Joe is in the fight looking for some individual plays. We can find it so far, but Indonesia without the Leomord to worry about should be able to get this Lord no problem, as Joe just purchased the Brute Force Breastplate.
Well, the 10-minute prediction is not there. It's already 11 minutes. Kazakhstan is extending as much as they can, and they do have a draft that can potentially punish the opponents. Whenever Kazakhstan kills Kabuki, that's their window.
Yes.
That's when they can confidently say, let's go all in and hope we win this team fight. Once Kabuki is out, there is still a lot of damage coming in from Indonesia, but is more manageable than in a time.
And the Feather Airstrike, that's 1 salvo and Oven loses 40% of his health. It's gonna get harder from this point onwards, and Kazakhstan knows it. 4.5k goal advantage for Indonesia. Lord spawns bottom. Kazakhstan don't really have the best team to wave there.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, they can
Oh,
fight,
udah sakit itu guys parsa.
they gotta use a lot of abilities, like maybe even
Dia ada
the
defend glad,
just to clear the
ada
minions.
jenius lagi.
The good thing is that it's 11-minute Lord, so it's not the toughest. Even with enhanced minions, it's not that tough just yet. If it's 15, 60 minutes, that's when you start to sweat a little bit. But Kazakhstan, I feel like the best approach for this one is you have to win a team fight. There's no buts and ifs and all of that.
Yep.
Even if you survive, even if you defend well, it's not good enough. You have to win a fight. You have to get someone from Indonesia here.
Witty finds a taunt. Good brilliance. Oven to survive the
Oh,
knockout.
diangkat,
They grab
mati.
Witty back, and that's the Tsunami Slam. Witty goes down. Slot charges into the bottom, inhibitor turret. Kazakhstan will have to deal with it. They get the stun to Aran, but Aran should be able to get out, not a problem. As Joe tries to go on Tastic. That's going to be a win to Crown. Tastic will survive it. Not that Joe fully committed. Lord will be eventually taken care of. And Indonesia will call off the assault.
I would say that's better than nothing, considering the fact that Witty was able to take a lot of ults coming in from Kazakhstan. Oh, hold on.
Maybe Argov is going to go down. They can't
Hingga
but
mati.
Iesf flies away. Aran tries to go for chase, and Kabuki will finish the job, and now Aran's going to be in the front line. Zaman Force is out as they blow
Aduh,
up
mati
Kabuki.
skornya.
What a flank from Tastic and Jiro Daz, and that's 2 bodies down for Indonesia. Kazakhstan are still in it.
Now we're starting to see the damage coming in from Kazakhstan. They have the damage, they just need the setup. But it looks like Kazakhstan, they need someone to bait Indonesia first. It looks like the bait was maybe Agop, and I kind of feel like he's A-okay with that, considering the amount of attention that he's been getting from Indonesia anyways. And then even I didn't see the flank coming in, and neither did Kabuki. Having to purify makes it so that he can't escape once he used the entropy.
Yeah, and if the Leomord is on you, you are essentially dead. There's no getting away from Barbell. Oh, they've really cut the gold deficit down to less than 3,000. I think that's...
I mean, the fact that Riz already has the Holy Crystal, I feel like they're in an okay spot. Like they have enough items where if a good setup happens, they can get a kill. Speaking of which, Gerdes does get the BOD at this point. At 14 minutes in, the burst damage is going to be much more. So we said it as a joke, but this time, Baby Agop, if he gets even 3 people in a final slash, I feel like one step of Barbie
Ketahuan ya.
kill.
Mati lagi doang. Free Lord guys.
Driven that down, there's going to be a free Lord. I would say it's pretty weird that
Offset sih Hyper tadi itu.
That was a
Leo
roller
Mortnya.
positioning. That was not a jungler position.
he thought that Kabuki is going to walk up again.
Yeah, it's like, what? Guys, I caught him once. Just trust.
That's Lord number 2 for Indonesia. And whatever control that Kazakhstan has gotten earlier on, or at least wrestle back, now completely handed back over to Indonesia. Feather Ash are used, doesn't connect onto anyone, only pops the Stealer Shield for Baby Agop. It's all about the structures. Kazakhstan has a lot stored for them to deal with.
I mean, they force Indonesia to use the ults, but with how the Lord is moving, they're gonna be having the ults again for the push later on. So I want to see a flicker final slash, and this time, oh, he already commits to it. He's like, a lot of damage.
Wow, that was just one ability. So there is hope. As long as the cooldowns are off, there is hope that the damage is going to overwhelm Indonesia, who actually aren't exactly durable without Witty and around. But even then, if you could bring them down to less than 50%, this Leomord will cut through them.
Speaking of which, the Leomord is actually clearing the waves quite well.
He's doing so much damage. Brilliance deals another Barbiel. Whoa, Juventus.
Yeah, but he's trying to catch with the taunt. Indonesia, are they going for this? Looks like no, they're just gonna wait for the ult to go down. But at 60 minutes, he's gonna have that ult in roughly
Masih ada 2
15
turret
seconds.
guys.
So this is
Padahal
actually
udah
dangerous
2
for
lot loh.
Indonesia here.
I mean, 2 successful defenses for Kazakhstan already. Of course, the margins of errors still pretty minute. What? That entropy looked dangerous. Because Kabuki didn't take it, thankfully, because that would have been his death. Kazakhstan can't really walk out of the base, but at least they have a composition that can punish Indonesia if they overstep.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing. One step from Leomord, right? Like, one momentum getting hit by that, whether he's on Barbil or not, apparently deals, like, a whole ton of damage. And is really carrying Kazakhstan here, where it's creating doubt for Indonesia.
Yeah.
Because even Kabuki, I think he wants to entropy in and then blow someone up. But it's like, what if I get stepped on by Leomord?
Yeah, if you don't like take out the Leomord from the fight and he gets an opening in, it destroys your health bar. And that includes Joe too. Right? He might be slippery, but if you get rammed by Barbu, you still sort of kind of get destroyed instantly. 50 seconds until the third Lord.
Kalau nggak bisa di end juga bahaya sih guys.
At least for the open division. So Indonesia still have to lead, but it's not as big as.
It's not comfortable.
Yeah, it's not something comfortable like game 1, right? This is definitely a comeback-able game.
Look at this. They are just waiting in the bush, and they found Kalia.
Small price to pay. In Makati is going to be expended though. That's something that will sting a little bit.
Kita lihat lot ketiga.
Better the Kalia than anyone else.
But look at this. Gerdes. Again,
Itu ngapain lagi sih lo?
is very dangerous, but maybe they don't know.
It's cooking. They don't know. Get something. Oh, Kabuki! Oh, Kabuki is gone.
And even forcing out a flicker from Iran, I was worried a little bit because it looked like he was gonna miss Barbil.
They even caught Witty. 2 Witties down for 35 seconds. This is Kazakhstan's best chance at making
Takutnya kayak tadi guys,
that
offset
comeback
lagi.
happen. The only thing standing in their way is the potential steal from Joe, but he's not even going to try. Kazakhstan gets the
Lah,
third
malah
Lord
dapet
of
Kazakhstan
this
ya
game.
slotnya.
Who would have thought that the Leomord, this pocket
Slot
pick,
yang ke-18 lagi.
Kazakhstan hero, is giving them this opportunity to take a game off of Indonesia. I mean, like, we had clean sweeps the entire day here, Husky.
Oh, it would be quite the record If this is what it takes,
aduh nih
if
Candy
this is
apa sih
what
guys?
it takes to take down Indonesia, I'm all for it. Or at least this
new
game.
meta.
In new meta. The golden steed, they call it. Like the rising sun. We did say that you can't ride Barbie into the sunset. And this could be it, this third law. Let's see how much
Kalau
damage
kita
he
lihat
can do.
pasti ada
It's not
kayak gitu
enhanced
ya,
yet,
mereka
sadly.
tuh
It's not
tahu.
evolved yet. So definitely not the final form of the Lord, but just look at the state of the map. Kazakhstan are now standing out into the open. They are now commanding respect from Indonesia. These bushes are no longer safe.
If Kazakhstan is able to force out a few abilities coming in from Indonesia, and look at this, even a potion being bought by Gurvdes. Usually in this point, we see junglers saving gold for a change of Winter Crown.
Yep.
It is like, you know what? Damage.
Waduh,
Damage, bro.
You can
berat
never
sih
have too
nanti
much
nih
damage.
You can never have too much
Indonesia
damage.
nih.
Alright, let's see. They get this Lord to crash. Widdy is gonna hold it. Maybe Agop. It's stun off sadly, so this Lord will not get the crash. Pop inhibitor. But the airstrike expended very early on Indonesia with a successful base defense.
But hey, at least they get the second tier turret for both mid, and looks like they're gonna get bot as well. And Joe, we can see that now he's aware that if he goes in, there's a lot of bursts, right? Bursts coming in from Oven, Gurvdes, and honestly, maybe Agop, even if he doesn't kill him, all the chase, all the stuns, is going to give enough opportunity for the team to eventually do something about it.
Speaking of dangerous grass, talk about dangerous grass. Gurvdes standing in positions that you normally shouldn't be allowed to stand in. And it has paid off. Immortality got bought as well. I would assume he sold his boots for that. Another question, the tough question for Indonesia arises, right? You have two heroes on Kazakhstan side that can literally one-shot you, right? Lunox and the Elmore, speaking of which, Tastic will be able to flicker the safety. There's no more feather airstrike, no entropy, no AOG. Kazakhstan forcing out some key abilities from Indonesia at the cost of a tsunami slam. And now Lord number 4 is on the map, and Kazakhstan are looking good.
Kita lihat dapat siapa nih Lordnya.
Is up for grabs. 21 minutes in. This is going to be a tough Lord. Looking at the bottom wave, Kazakhstan has to manage that well to make sure that there's no shenanigans coming in from Indonesia, because a backdoor is possible. So look at this.
Aduh, Fanny-nya pakai cara recall lagi.
Push them away, but that's gonna go down soon. Indonesia's just waiting it out.
Yeah, no Barbie
Parpal bab dulu sih dia.
but they might not get the chance as they lost Gurvdes. Tactic goes in, but he's also slow on the
Nice,
trigger.
dapat dua guys,
He
dapat
might go
dua.
down, Aran, Darkwave, flicker forward. Purify does get used by Riz, but this Aran is so hard to take down. Gurvdes needs some help from his teammate, and maybe Riz will come through. Winnie ends up going down, but Kabuki has the entropy. Gurvdes, Immortality comes out. Riz ends up falling. Gurvdes could not survive. Kabuki saves the ship, and Indonesia will be the one that claims this victory as the Heskill clears out the bottom wave. All members of Team Kazakhstan eliminated from the fight, and Indonesia, after a 22.5-minute slugfest, will take this best of 3 in a 2-0 fashion.
2-0 guys.
Congratulations to Indonesia for closing things out 2-0. But that was a close one. Kazakhstan could have won the game, but again, the wrong calls were made around the Lord, where I feel like they should have understood how they were supposed to play with it. But again, like, blunders, man. Using the Leomord ult, and then allowing your Arlit to get caught, and then the Kalia was slow to catch someone out. Like, it's just a series of unfortunate events for Kazakhstan.
Yeah, I think in that moment is more of the experience showing through, right? But hey, I mean, Kazakhstan gave us a pretty good game too. After the game 1 that they got dominated, that Leomord was a special flavor. Let's have Rose talk to Team Indonesia about that 2-0 win.
Team Indonesia getting another 2-0 clean sweep on the opening day of the WEC 2025. And from Team Indonesia, I am with Widdy and Iesf. Hello boys, welcome.
Kalau rame